Hey guys, welcome back. Okay, so I apologize. It's been a crazy Samhain weekend of festivities in the forest. I went to perform at a music festival and I had a blast, but there was absolutely zero cell service in the woods. So I'm coming back. I'm not gonna do tea tonight or for the next reading since I miss Sunday for Soulmates, which is full love reading, right? I would typically do tea and the tarot, but tonight I'm just going to do a full tarot reading with extra cards. And then I'll also film what I should have done for Monday manifestations, all about money readings, and that as well will not have the tea. And then I will carry on with my regular tea and tarot card readings the following week. But I will say that I do kind of like these strictly card readings. So weekly, I'm going to implement those within my offerings. So stay tuned. Okay, anywho, my name's Kat. Welcome to Pure Premonitions. This is my channel, and let's get started. So again, my apologies. This was supposed to be Sunday's reading, but I got lost in the woods. So ask your questions about love. What do you need to know? What has your heart been feeling? What has your lover been feeling? Or your wannabe lover? Or is there no prospects right now? Are they coming? Like, what are your questions? Ask the spirit guides and we'll see what they say. Okay, so my apologies. The first 2 minutes might have bad sound quality, but I totally forgot to plug in my microphone. So, you know, it's been a couple of days. We're gonna get the hang of it again. Get back into the swing of things. Anywho, let's start with tarot. What do you want to know? This is a love reading. Ooh, the Devil in reverse for a recent past or what's going on for us mentally. Oh, such a love reading. Okay, presently we have the Two of Cups in reverse. We're feeling this lack of love or emotionally going through this separation I'm feeling. Damn. And then we have the Five of Wands. Some competition or conflict here. What's going on? Okay, I want to pull a clarifier. What is the clarifier? What's at hand for this entire reading? Okay, the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so for either you or your lover, or the person who you want to be in a relationship with, somebody has this lack of a long-term vision. Like they just can't see how this could possibly work. There's obviously a lot of hard work that would need to go into this relationship being successful. Maybe the rewards just seem, you know, high, but the stake is higher for you guys to be in a successful relationship, right? That's really what I'm getting. Maybe there's some distractions or limits. There's just like a lot of work without results here. Oh, we have a visitor. Come here, baby. Please don't knock off my cards today, but you can say hi to the collective. Oh, we have, well, listen, your lovers, they're coming in. I'm feeling that this energy, that they're coming in. Okay, you guys, and cards are down. What do we know? Of course, that's what happens. Some chaos. I'm feeling some chaos, some chaotic energy here. Pause while I pick these up. Okay, so, sorry again. Some chaotic energy. I'm feeling like, since we have the Devil in this reverse position, the Two of Cups in reverse as well, and this Five of Wands, anytime we see 5 in tarot, it's just some kind of conflict or tension here. But then my cats came in. They created a mess, right? They knocked over the cards. I picked them up. There was quite a few that I just started to bundle up, and some of them were flipped over, some of them weren't. But then when I looked at the next bundle, very select few were turned over, like facing upright, so I could read them, and they all correlated. So I just wanted to show you these. I'm going to throw them back into the mix when we pull these cards, but we have a getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. It is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. New love. So it might seem a little chaotic in the beginning, but when it comes in, a new person has stirred your romantic feelings. And this seems to be divinely guided. Like, look at all the angels whispering around her. And then I got true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. Okay, so I'm just saying, I'm going to shuffle those back in here. But those had to come out for some reason. The angels had a message for you guys. So part of the collective needed to know that a new love was coming in, and it's true. Anywho, I'm going to have to lock up my cats, right? Okay. Are we in here? We're in here. So yeah, so what's at hand right now is somebody's either regaining or losing control. Maybe it's a little bit of both from both sides of things. But there's some kind of contemplation. Choices had to have been made. I feel like someone chose responsibility over love, you know, maybe a career path, because you see him diligently working. So he's like tending to his garden, but he's contemplating. He's got his hand on the plow, like, kind of sad. I don't know, that's just giving me that there's some kind of mysterious feelings underneath this, like, and it's Taurus energy. So yeah, they're grounding right now. They're taking their time to like diligently put this work in, but somebody, and it's in reverse. So I think that they went this route because there was a lack of a long-term vision here. They just couldn't see it being a successful relationship, at least not with a lot more hard work than somebody was willing to put in. Or they were being distracted by work, is what I'm getting. Okay, so in the recent position for the past card, or what's going on for you guys mentally, and it could be one or the other, the roles can always be reversed here. Also, I read energy and not gender. So even if I state masculine, it just is whoever is in your relationship who's pulling on more of the masculine energy. But the devil always comes up when there's some kind of addictions, or it's a very sexually charged card. So, you know, something here wasn't working within the relationship since it's in reverse, because someone needed to release these limiting beliefs or these old toxic patterns. They were delving a little too deep into these dark thoughts. And a detachment needed to happen. Because we have the two lovers in the card, and they're chained at the devil's feet. They're chained to him. So there's some kind of pull that's obviously connecting these two lovers, but there's also something toxic around this. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're not destined to be together, but there's something keeping them apart within this happy fulfillment and positive, loving relationship. So, yeah, there's some kind of either resentment here or a lack of a will. Somebody's not willing to try to make this work. Maybe they're trying to seek freedom, and they think that being in a relationship will stifle them and hold them back from that freedom. And they're trying to restore control, but you're still chained. Like there's still a tie there. So any of the earth signs, Capricorn energies coming up, a lot of earth. Both of these are earth cards. The number 7 and 15, 5 and 1 is a 6. 6 is love. 6 is a number of love. So yeah, that's just letting me know that both people are definitely feeling this. Like they're still contemplating each other, because again, this is also in the mental position. So they're on each other's minds often, but it might be in more of a sexual manner. Not to say that the love isn't there, but there's also just something darker surrounding this, which is potentially the reason why they're wanting to detach and find some freedom. Or there's a need for releasing some of these limiting beliefs and old patterns. Okay. And then I love that we have the Lovers in our present position, even if it's in reverse. So don't ever get scared. First off, there's no bad tarot cards. They're all just guidance along your path. And when they're in reverse, it doesn't necessarily mean the opposite of what the card reads either. It's just an indicator that's saying, hey, you might want to make a U-turn, get back on the right path, because you are destined for this, but right now some things are a little off balance. So the Lovers is all about union and coming together and love. It's like destined, right? Destined love. But when it's in reverse, that's telling me one or both parties is lacking a bit of self-love. There's some kind of disharmony or lack of connection here. You guys might be in a separation period, or there's tension between the two of you, which is obviously still shown in the Devil, even if it's in reverse. Yeah, there's broken communication. I'm getting like strong vibes of you guys are in separation right now because of some kind of distrust. There was a breakup. This is somebody that you've been with. There was just some kind of imbalance. They chose something else from what's at hand with that 7 of Pentacles. They were distracted by other things. They just couldn't see the long-term fulfillment in this, even though they wanted it, because the fact that we've got the Devil here, the sexual energy was strong. Water signs are coming up. Cancers, Pisces. Yeah, but this is such a card of duality. There needs to be a settling of energies. You guys need to find that middle ground, because when you do, it's all about balance and union. It's the masculine that has 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Look at this. 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Once he's ready, though, it is unified love. It will be reciprocated. Yeah, this is like a card of proposal, marriage, like true commitment. But we're just not quite there yet because of this fire energy. This 5 of Wands that's coming up. There's some kind of competition, some rivalry. Maybe, okay, I'm getting this. Someone wanted their freedom, right, from this Devil in reverse. They were trying to detach themselves because they couldn't see the long-term work. They couldn't see the long-term view of this without the hard work, and they weren't necessarily willing to put that in the beginning. And that created some tension, which is why you guys broke it off. So, you know, that means that both parties are like back on the table. You're going out. You're potentially seeing what else is out there. And that creates some competition again and a little bit of rivalry. There's disagreements around this. Maybe somebody's feelings are hurt again, thinking like, wait a second, I don't want you seeing other people. What? You didn't want me in the beginning. You weren't sure, right? You wanted your freedom. So you gotta, yeah, you guys. There's 5 masculines here battling with their wands, right? It's their power source, the Could be ego, could be power, but in any of the fives, it's like a challenge, a conflict here. So it's letting me know that the masculine might be feeling the competitiveness again. So yeah, somebody's feeling a loss here. Like they received the freedom that they wanted, but they weren't ready for the changes and the loss that came with that. Okay, so give us some more clarifiers on this, please. Spirit guides. Oh, we just had 11:11. The gateway's open. Let us know what we need to tell the collective, please. Okay. These are my love cards. Clarifier for that Seven of Pentacles. What's at hand? I knew it. There's unrequited love. So in the beginning, they just couldn't see that long-term relationship becoming successful for whatever reasons. You know, maybe you guys, you know, somebody was seeing somebody else, or you guys live apart, there's some distance there, or you guys are in totally different fields. Whatever the case is, it was unrequited love. Somebody just wasn't willing to put in that investment to see it persevere. So the unrequited love card says that there's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. That's not always necessarily the case. So I just want to state that, you know, don't take these cards so literal. Like the death card doesn't mean anybody's going to die. The devil card doesn't mean you're possessed by the devil. You know, just take it with a grain of salt. But there was some kind of unrequited love here. So whether there was attraction or chemistry in the beginning, for whatever reason, someone, I'm feeling that it was the masculine in your situation, pulled back and they weren't willing to keep this relationship going. And I'm assuming it's because they decided to put their efforts into work and other projects rather than seeing this through. Okay. Please clarify the devil for us. Separation in reverse. What did I say? Oh, God, I love it. I'm so psychic. Okay, so, yeah. Okay. So typically with the separation in the upright position, it says time apart from your partner is on the horizon. But because it was in reverse, I'm feeling like you guys have already been in the separation. It's not on the horizon because you're experiencing it right now, just like the devil is in reverse. And I'm assuming that this separation happened because someone was trying to restore that control in their life. Anytime that we fall in love, you fall out of control, right? Like your thoughts are racing. You're always thinking about this person. You can't focus on what you need to do within work or family life, and you just kind of feel out of control, right? So it's letting me know that because of this lack of will to focus on their responsibilities, they were like, I've got to run. I'm going to be a runner, and I got to try to free myself from this chain, but they're still chained. And because it's the devil energy, they're still thinking about you. Like, they're thinking about you heavy, because in both cards, the masculine and the feminine are chained to the devil, to each other, and then to the devil, right? So that's letting me know he's thinking about you sexually, he's thinking lustfully, but again, there also might be some either sexual addictions there or I'm not really getting too many other addictions right now. Maybe the separation happened because somebody had drug and alcohol addictions, but I'm just sensing that was fewer of you. But within this separation card, we've got the feminine like in her bed daydreaming about him. And then she's got her hand up, and the knight is on the side of the room on the corner, and he's got one hand over his heart, and then the other hand is reaching down, barely touching her fingers. So even though he is physically touching her in the present moment, he's kind of looking off to the distance rather than looking down straight at her. So that's telling me that he's looking forward. He's not trying to focus on this love relationship right now, even though it is definitely affecting his heart because he's touching his heart. And he wants to be in physical contact with her, devil energy and the separation card, even though he's the one who created this separation. And again, roles might be reversed. Some of you, it might be the feminine that created the separation, but I'm getting like 80% or more of you. It was the masculine. Okay, so that's clarifier for our devil. And then give us a clarifier for this Two of Cups in reverse, please. Retreats. So retreats, and it's in an upright position. It says it's time to disconnect from the world. This could be a solo journey or it can be together. In the actual card, there's a picture of a newlywed couple, so husband and wife, and they're retreating. They're disconnecting from the world to be with each other. And it was in its upright position. So that is a possibility that they end this separation and they want to come back to you to get this back into the right path for the Two of Cups, the lovers, coming together in union again. But this could also represent, since we have the Two of Cups in reverse and then the retreat in its upright position, that you need to disconnect from the world and from that person for the time being and work on that self-love. Work on creating harmony within yourself, because then that's how you call love back into your life, right? If you have it embodied already. Yeah. But whatever tension was here, whatever broken communication, it's ending. I just feel you guys will come back together and retreat off with one another for a large part of you. They're walking off arm in arm. For others, you know, that imbalance and this tension might still be happening for a little bit here, since this is the present card. Or it's the physical. It's like what we're embodying physically. So yeah, I'm just really getting a sense that physically they do want to come back and retreat with you to disconnect from their world and come back into your world. But there's just still some kind of distrust there, or an imbalance, some kind of tension, or because the broken communication, they're just feeling like even though they want that, maybe that's just not an option anymore. And they're just not, even though they did want that union together with you, that maybe this just won't happen again because they broke off that communication. That's what I'm sensing. Clarify this Five of Wands for us in that bright position, please. Very soon, the lovers come back together. What did I just say? Okay. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Just know, yeah, if this, whoever I'm talking to, the masculine or the feminine, you are going to be dealing with some kind of competition or rivalry when it comes to the person you want to be with. And I believe it's because you cut off communication. You stopped, you retreated on your own. You created the separation. There was still this lusting energy there, but you were trying to make it seem like it was unrequited love. And now you're potentially regretting that. And there's still this tension, there's still this conflict, even though you thought by leaving the situation you would resolve that conflict and tension. But it's still very much there, like you were, the devil card is still present. So Yeah, whatever freedom that you thought you were experiencing, you're still very much so experiencing this loss. There's just still some kind of instability there. But I believe that this is what's going to create some change. 5 is all about change. So they're not going to want to deal with this tension anymore. They're not going to want that conflict or this competition. And they're going to say, well, shit, if I'm feeling jealous, then I should probably go after my lover very soon, right? Can you give us one more clarifier on that, on very soon? Okay, I got the it is safe to love again. This time it was in reverse. So it says, open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Remember, this one fell on the floor earlier. Because I got it in its upright position first, and now I'm getting it in its reverse position. And this is for our future placement or soul position. So that's what you're feeling in your soul, or that's what they're feeling in their soul. Maybe a bit of both of you. You're feeling, is it safe to love this person? Like, they've already left me before. They created this separation. Maybe multiple times. It felt like unrequited love. They retreated, and all I've wanted to do is retreat with them, or vice versa. But it's telling me that it is safe to love. Like, you guys just both don't feel like it's safe to love for whatever reason, but it is. And again, you're protected here. You're divinely guided. Like, look at these 2 angels. That one is guiding her way, because anytime that you see a white horse, a steed, it's like a path forward. You are moving, and it's galloping. It's got 2 feet forward. So yeah, and the feminine's on. The feminine full force wants this, wants to move ahead with this. And the masculine is still just off to the side, standing there contemplating, like, I don't know, should I? But yeah, both people want it. He's looking in her direction. She's looking off to the side instead of forward. And then both angels, one of them, Cupid, because they've got Cupid bow and arrow. The Cupid is whispering in her ear. And then we've got another Cupid who just shot a bow and arrow already, but he's looking off to the side at the masculine. So, but that, yeah, again, it's just confirmation from the Devil card and the 2 of Cups, that both of you guys are feeling this. It is requited love, but for whatever reason, that separation happened. One or both of you guys cut it off because you felt like it was unrequited or wasn't going to be an easy relationship. But both of you are feeling this, and it's saying to open your heart in order to give and receive this. And then it can come in very soon. Hello, people. Come on, we can't get any more clear on that. Okay. Even more. I've got another love deck. This one can be gnarly. I'm not going to lie to you. Some of the cards are a little scary, but it always tells us what we need to know, right? No sugarcoating. So don't ever fear the cards. So far, we've got some really good stuff. All right, clarify on this unrequited love and this 7 of Pentacles, please. One day. Someday, somewhere, another time. Yeah, that was our what's at hand position. So and there's a heart on the wall. So somebody that's just like, somebody or both parties are just thinking like, it can't be right now, but maybe one day. I'm just intuitively thinking that that was what the masculine was thinking, like someday, somewhere, but it can't be right now. It's got to be another time. And that's why we felt like it was unrequited love. And it was just going to be a lot of hard work and effort to put into a relationship that potentially wouldn't have worked out if you had jumped into it at the time being. And then can we clarify this Devil and the separation, please? Pride. Of course, ego. We got the Devil. Pride. Ooh, a Leo energy. Somebody's got a lot of fire signs and earth signs. And we also, yeah, Leo's coming up twice in this. And all the Pisces, Cancer, any of the water signs as well. Earth, fire, and water signs. So somebody was a little bit too much in their pride, expressing some arrogance, some ego, or just being stubborn to the situation. That definitely makes sense with why they chose to go into the separation route and created this disharmony. Yeah, they were like really, unfortunately, leaning into the ego side and thinking a little too dark about this all. And they really need to release some of those old patterns and break these toxic chains. So I'm just feeling like maybe there was some sexual toxicity here, or addictions. Again, it may have been drugs and alcohol addictions, or just the lack of will and being stubborn and like not wanting to see this for the real connection that it was, and thinking that it was maybe just lust or you know, again, losing that control when you fall in love is scary, especially for a lot of prideful men in their ego. Just saying. Could be feminine, but masculine energy is more what I'm reading for that one. Okay. And then this Two of Cups in reverse, and they're retreating together. Clarify that for us, please. Perspective. Better off, happiness, clear headspace. Yeah, I'm feeling like they really had to separate, to explore this self-love, and they thought that both parties would be better off, and maybe they were off seeking their own happiness and to clear their head, and they wanted you to do the same. And they just chose to retreat, even though they wanted to be together. Even though they wanted to retreat together, they just had to do it alone and find this perspective alone. Water sign again. Water and earth signs. But then there's a lot of like, oh, it just looks like there's like fire in the sky, you know? I love a sunset that's like that. So, yeah, that's what I'm getting. They thought that you both would be better off and more happy if they retreated. Yeah, cats are throwing stuff again. Okay, clarifiers on the Five of Wands. And is it safe to love very soon? Lusting. I knew it. There's some sexual addictions here. It feels forbidden almost. Non-committal. Somebody was not ready to commit. Sexual energy. Goodness. And that's why this conflict happened. This tension. Give us one more. They're still lusting after you because this is in the present, or excuse me, the future position. So whatever you did to them, you laid it down right, because they're still thinking about you. And they want it very soon again. I'm just saying, is this just lust or is it love too? Because it says it's safe to love, but I want a clarifier on this, please, spirit guides. Memories, yeah. Oh, it's definitely safe to love. They're reminiscing, they're dwelling. It's bittersweet for them. Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah, but see how it's dark? And then we also had the sunset when it was lighter. They're like, they thought that it would, that perspective of going off to clear their head alone, that they would be happier again and that both parties would be better off. But they're still lingering in the dark space because they decided to go with their stubborn pride and to walk away and create this separation. But they're still reminiscing about you and lusting. So they're reminiscing in a loving manner, and they're also reminiscing in a lustful manner. See how the energy is the same, but like it's dark, so it's like a void, like you're not there. They're dwelling on this. They're like, probably like, damn, it just feels so forbidden. Like, could it have really worked out? But I didn't want to commit. And maybe they're thinking about the sexual energy in a negative manner, like it was an addiction, but they're still reminiscing about this bittersweet ending and how beautiful of a connection it was, because you could tell these two people are definitely in love and like doting on each other. So yeah, it's safe to love. I think they're coming back very soon because these memories and these lustful thoughts are, you know, they're coming about. Okay. Let's see what else we've got. 3131 on the timer. That was dope. Angel numbers, can you give us any more clarifiers on this? I just want my collective to have some advice. Let's do a 3-pull. Instead of past, present, future, mind, body, soul, we'll ask 3 questions since this is just a card reading. So I want to know what your person's thinking and feeling, what their advice is. 200, good luck. 200 breaks down to 2, and that's union again. You make your own fortune in life. You have been working hard in life. Sometimes it's necessary to expect good things to come out of that, not just more hard work. Your angels want to send you that lucky break, big opportunity, or moment of respite, but you have to believe it's coming. Visualize what you want so badly, even if it's frightening to admit what that is. Sit and ponder what life will look like when you get it. So there's good luck around this. Again, this is what your partner's thinking. And to me, because again, they were in their ego, they wanted to detach, they couldn't see the long-term view in the beginning, they weren't ready to make that commitment or those investments into really seeing this becoming a fulfilled relationship. And they just couldn't see that luck behind it. But this is real love. Like, those cards flew out at us, and it says it's safe to love. So I feel like there's good luck surrounding this, and they just have to change their mindset. They have to get out of that stubborn way of thinking egotistically that like everything is just, you know, hard work and not to expect the good things out of life. Sometimes you are just meant to meet the love of your life and have a beautiful life together, and it all cycle out beautifully with surrounded by luck and love. But it's hard for them to visualize this. So I think they're getting the picture, and they're obviously seeing signs as well throughout the universe that that was a really good time in their life, and they're reminiscing on you in both lights, light and dark, lustful and lovingly. So yeah, I think that they're starting to think, maybe I met that person for a reason, and maybe it could work out. So, and then what is the advice for our viewer? 644. Okay, sorry. Phone cut off again. But anywho, by the end of the day, 1 week, 1 month at the most, something significant is happening here. And the number is 46 may mean somebody, maybe that's somebody's age, or separated, 4 or 6. We had 413, 644, and 202 for union. We've got 5. Yeah, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 8. So a lot of change. These are just cycles that have to happen in life. It's part of how the universe works, right? In infinity. It just keeps going on and on. But anywho, something is happening by the end of the day. So I hope that resonated. Look it, we've got our void back. Love is coming in. Just give it some time and don't get discouraged even if it doesn't happen by the end of the day. Again, that might be just that spark that hit your partner's mind. Hey, maybe I got good financial news by the end of the day, so I can start thinking about love again and ending this cycle. So don't play too much into it, but stay positive, get out of that struggle mindset, and I promise good things are coming your way. So that being said, cheers, guys. This is the card that fell on the floor too. Have faith in divine timing. It is at play. The number 9 means something. Completion. It's happening. Whatever cycle, it's breaking, and then it happens again. Hopefully in a new positive light. So enjoy. I hope that resonated, guys. Love you. Love's coming your way.